What's up, everybody? Welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, which you probably are because I've only posted maybe one video before this, welcome to my channel. My name is Steph, also known as the Freckled One. If you are interested in getting this kind of stay at home but want to do makeup look, keep on watching. I use some awesome products in this. Again, everything is cruelty free and a lot of products are vegan. So if you are interested in seeing how I got this look, then keep on watching. Okay, so the very first thing that I want to do is to apply a base layer of skincare, just so that my makeup goes on a lot more smoothly. I really am a firm believer in the better the skincare, the less makeup that I will feel like I would like to apply. So, very first thing is to have clean hands. I just washed my face. I also hand sanitized because I know I've been touching a lot of my makeup products, and with the pandemic and I was kind of a germaphobe prior to the pandemic, and now especially like with touching my face, I have been extra careful about touching even a doorknob and then touching my face because who knows what's on there. So clean hands. First things first, I'm going to go in with one of my absolute favorites. It's the Great Barrier Relief Skin Barrier Repairing Serum from Crave Beauty. I love this thing. I just take about this much, and that should be enough for my entire face. I have found that this has seriously helped with, especially during the summer, with skin damage that happens from the sun. And I tend to get really red, especially around my nose. And so I just apply this all over, pat it in, bring it up, and I'm being really, really gentle on my face. Next, I'm going to go in with my coconut water cream from First Aid Beauty. I love using fragrance-free things, but this smells like coconuts a little bit. It's not strong at all. But yeah, it's supposed to help hydrate, smooth, and recharge. I love this. I just use it in the summer. It's really, really nice and light, and it feels very like whipped and watery. And so I take just a little dab of that and I put this all over my face. And this serves as a really nice base under makeup for me. Okay, so that's kind of all patted in. I kind of have a luminous base right now just from all the hydration. I want to definitely hydrate under my eyes and around the corners of my eyes, so I'm going to go in with my hydrating eye cream from Derma E. There we go. I really like to let my base kind of soak in and sink into my skin, so I'm going to put on a little bit of my, what is this? This is the Liquid Balm Lip Treatment from Thrive Cosmetics. Looks like this. Just, it's like a balm lip gloss, which really drew me in. I personally don't think this is groundbreaking in any way, but it does hydrate. I just think there are less expensive options out there that do the same thing. But I do like it. It also has kind of a fruity taste, which isn't my favorite. But I'm going to let all of that sink in, and I'll make some tea, and I'll be right back. Okay, I'm back. Instead of tea, I'm just going to drink more of my coffee in one of my favorite mugs of all time that I got from Joshua Tree with Alice from Alice in Wonderland. If you know me, you know I like Alice. Because I just went and touched a bunch of things, I brought my hand sanitizer. I'm going to do a small pump into my hands. So the very first thing that I really want to do, which really bothers me I don't know what it is, but I see so many YouTubers do their makeup with their hair in their face, and I can't stand it. I can't. It's very hard for me to watch, but I still do. But for me, I have to, I'm actually surprised that I didn't even put it up to do my base, but I need my hair out of my face. I need a clean canvas to work on, free of distraction. So I'm putting my hair in a scrunchie with my little bow in it, just like that. Perfect. Okay. I'm going to go in with my favorite concealer at the moment. I don't think I've ever found one that's this good of a match for me. This is the Kosas Revealer Concealer Super Creamy and Brightening Concealer. They said concealer twice in that title, which is hilarious. But I am in the shade 5.5, so I really like this because it doesn't dry me out. It looks really natural. I would say that it's light medium to medium coverage, but that it is buildable if that's something that you want. So I'm just gonna put this right here where my darkness is. Granted, I know that I do not have dark circles like a lot of people. And I'm just gonna put that in the corners because I do like that kind of lifted look. I'm gonna put some right here because you can see that I have some redness. Okay, I'm gonna put a little bit right here and then a little bit. And I'm sorry that I'm looking over in my viewfinder, but I don't have a mirror here. Okay, so then I'm going to take my damp, and this is like really damp. So this is my Real Technique sponge. Fun fact, I've never owned a beauty blender before. You absolutely do not need to spend $18 on a sponge. These work fantastically. There are even less expensive ones from e.l.f., which are really great. They're a little more dense, and I really like how bouncy this is. But, so I'm going to blend this out first. And the reason I'm doing that is because the longer that you let concealer sit, the more it can actually kind of thicken up and you'll get a little bit more coverage out of it. So the most coverage that I want is probably around my nose and underneath my eye. So I'm also going to blend this out. The biggest complaints that I've heard about this line is that the tones run a little bit more yellow, even though they'll say whether they say cool or neutral or warm, the tones have leaned a little bit more yellow. Luckily for me, that hasn't been a problem, at least with this concealer. And so I don't know if you can see that, but it definitely brightened underneath my eye. And that's kind of as much coverage as I do on a normal basis. However, if I am a little bit extra red, either around my nose or on my chin, which I might get like that in case it's winter and I'm really dry, or maybe I'm having a breakout. I do really, really love the Makeup Forever Reboot Foundation. I am really not a foundation person, but this is, I would say, again, light medium to medium, but also buildable coverage. The one complaint that I have about this is that it does have fragrance, and it's not, I don't like things with fragrance 99.9% of the time. But I do love this product. I'm in the shade Y315, so I'm just going to take the smallest little pump, really truly just that size. I'm going to take the sponge again, just take the tip of it, and I'm just going to do this. Yeah. The fragrance, it doesn't smell perfumey to me, but it does smell artificially fresh, if that makes sense. I don't like fragrance. I think it's in way too many things that we have and I wish a lot more makeup was fragrance free, because I just don't need something to smell on my face where I can't smell it in the first place. Even though I'm putting this under my nose, it won't like linger throughout the day, so it'll go away. Anyway, so that's my base. I really like it because this whole channel of mine is never gonna cover up my freckles unless I'm doing like a video where it's like, oh my gosh, all my freckles are covered up, for some clickbait or something. But on here, you can see how many freckles I have. I'm completely littered with them. Oh, it's my dog coughing. So I'm going to take, oh, I love this powder so much. If you're looking for a cruelty-free, kind of more natural powder that actually works really well, I highly recommend the LIVIA Fade Into You Soft Focus Finishing Powder. This one is in translucent. I don't know if they have any other shades, but it really does not add any coverage or color or anything to my face. It just kind of mattifies and reduces shine. So what I'm gonna do is take a little bit in my lid here, just about that much, even that might be too much. And I don't believe that this is scented, but it has some, it's like a natural fragrance. I honestly don't even think that there's artificial fragrance in here. It just smells really subtly beautiful. So I'm going to take you can take any tapered brush that might look like this, that comes to kind of a point. I really like using this for underneath my eyes because it gets pretty precise, and I'm just going to sweep this under my eye, even put some on the lid, sweep that and sweep that, and then I'm just going to dust this in my T-zone. Again, you do not have to do this, especially if you are on the drier side. I do love this powder because it doesn't dry me out. It won't kind of crust up or anything, and ooh, I just love this powder so much. Highly recommend. And again, I don't want to put this all over my face only because I want to keep that luminosity that I have, no matter how minimal it is. I don't want matte makeup. I want to look like skin. So the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to take my bronzer, which today I'll be using my Charlotte Tilbury Airbrush Bronzer. This is so extra packaging, but I love it. I actually bought this for my wedding, which will be in a year, but I wanted to start trying it out to see if I liked it, and I do. This is in the shade 2 Medium, and it looks like this. It's a really nice tone. It's not, I would say that it's fairly neutral, if not a little bit cool leaning. You can take any stippling brush. I really like this one. I'm just going to take a little bit of that on the ends of my brush, and I'm just going to start buffing that in, giving myself a little bit more life back into my face, because the concealer and the little bit of foundation definitely kind of, it evens your skin tone, but there's no dimension. So see how that already has given me life. And for today, I think that's enough. I know you're not, the rules of beauty used to be that it was highly recommended that you know, don't go over powder with creams, but I've actually found that all of these products work really well together. I haven't found it to be kind of patchy or anything like that. So I'm gonna go in with my Kosas Color and Light Duo Cream. This is in the shade Tropic Equinox. This is what it looks like. Just so beautiful. This highlight is one of my favorites. It looks super natural, and this blush can also kind of be a bronzer for me, just with my skin tones. I really like it because it kind of gives me a sunburnt look. So I can actually just take that, warm it up on my finger, and so I just have a little bit on my finger, and I'm just going to tap that in. And I can smile and bring it up. You also get kind of sunburned on your temples. Do the same over here. I like to keep it a little bit higher only because it kind of gives the illusion of the face lifting up. Rather, if I put, you know, my blush all the way down here, it looks like my cheeks are a lot lower. So I think makeup is so fun because it really is illusions. It's creating illusion, and it's an illusion that I like. Makeup makes me feel really, really good. And if anything, it helped me through a really tough time in my life a couple of years ago, and I just fell in love with makeup and I love it. Okay, so kind of I have that like healthy glow back to my face. The next thing that I want to do is I'm just going to go right in with the highlighter on here. Sometimes I'll switch it up and do a different one, but I actually really like this one, so that's okay. Same thing, just kind of tapping into there. You just get a little on there, and what I'm going to do is I'm just going to put this on the highest. Woo, you already see that. Look at that. The highest point of my face, just to give that really natural luminosity, which I really, really like. I've never really been a powder ultra highlighter person. It's never been my thing. I don't even think that I've ever owned something like that. I love the natural look of this is really the highest point of my face and like light is just hitting it. So I'm also going to put that just on the tail and underneath my brow, just because that's another high point. I'm going to tap the excess right here. And I just love the look of that so much. So do that again on the other side. And Rhian, who's also known as Wife Life, is one of my absolute favorite YouTubers ever. She always does the sweaty bridge look. So I'm basically just gonna put this right here on my sweaty nose bridge. And I think it just gives even that much more of like a realistic, like I sweat there. And that's why I'm so dewy and luminous. You know, if you ever feel like you go in with a little bit too much, all you gotta do is take your sponge, use kind of the side that you used for your other makeup, and you can just dab it in. But I just think that looks so nice and natural. Okay, so that is all done. What I'm going to do now is to use a setting mist. I really like this one. Morphe is entangled in so much drama right now, and I'm not surprised. I do own a couple of Morphe brushes, which I won't be like showing to you guys, only because I don't want to support them anymore. I probably should have never purchased anything from them, and unfortunately, this setting mist is so amazing. I've tried so many setting mists, and this one not only has a really fine mister on the bottle, though it's so wasteful to have an aerosol can like this, but it's a great setting mist. Anyway, there's honestly barely any in here. I don't even know if I'll get a spray out, but I'm sad to see this go. It's a good mist, but goodbye. The reason why I use setting mist is A, I would like my makeup to last as long as possible, and a lot of these contain glycerin, which not only leaves you with a really lovely, like dewy look, but it locks everything in. But on top of that, I think my number one reason is if there's any like stark lines on your face, especially if you use powders, it kind of, using a setting mist really like melts all those lines together. And so I use a fan not only to speed up the process, but just to make sure that every single spot is dry, in case I go in with more products. I don't want them to stick to a spot that's still wet. Okay, my face feels fairly good. I'm going to go in with my eyelash curler. As you may have seen in my very first video, but all of my products are cruelty free and a lot of them are vegan, though some of them might not be, but they're all cruelty free. And if they aren't, I'm just using up products until they're all gone because I don't want to be wasteful as well. But I have very kind of almond shaped eyelids. I'm half Filipina. My eyelashes stick straight out. And one of the most recommended eyelash curlers, well, there were actually two of them. One was Shiseido, which I actually ended up buying that one. And the other one is Shuimura, both of which aren't cruelty free. And I'm so sad that I did contribute to a brand that isn't cruelty free, but this is a one-time purchase. I'm gonna have it for a really long time, and hopefully by then there will be one that comes out that's better suited for Asian eyes. So this is the first time I'm using this. I think the reason why it's so suited for Asian eyes particularly is because this part is so curved. But we'll see. This could be trash and I could just return it. And then I wouldn't have to feel bad anymore. But let's see here. So, I'm just gonna take this. Oh, jeez Louise. Did not mean to do that. Did not mean to do that. I kind of made a little shelf with my eyelashes. I actually don't really like that look when they just kind of go out and then up. I kind of try and do the walking technique that Dacey Cash, another favorite YouTuber, kind of coined. This is really hard. Whoa. So I'm gonna try and do that on this side. No, these are really powerful, you guys. Oh geez. Okay, well, they're curled all right. It's fine. It's fine, all right? It's okay. So I don't know if you can see. They're very curled. I'll give them that. So what I want to do next is I'm going to go in with my current favorite eyeliner. I used to wear black eyeliner, liquid eyeliner every single day since I would think, honestly, since junior year of high school. So like it's been over 10 years now. But I have switched to brown recently. I just think it gives a little bit more of a natural look for me. It's a little less harsh, though I'll still use black every once in a while. But I love this eyeliner from Benefit. This is their roller liner eyeliner. And so, I don't know if I can do this on camera. I'm just gonna try and give you a view. What I do is I just draw this down and then draw it over. Okay, doesn't need to be perfect. Okay, same thing here. Do they match? Good enough for me. Next, I'm gonna go in with my Thrive Cosmetics Liquid Lash Extensions. If you have been targeted on social media about this, there's a reason, and it's because it's amazing. This is in the shade Bryn, which is rich black. I believe they just came out with a brown, which I literally ordered this and then they came out with a brown. This is my second one. It lasts a pretty long time. And so this is a tubing mascara. If you have never tried a tubing mascara, and if you are someone who gets really frustrated trying to take off mascara at the end of the day, like me, I highly recommend trying a tubing mascara, specifically this one, or any other one, honestly. But at the end of the day, all you have to do is get your eyelashes wet, and you can very gently take your fingers and just go like this, and they come off. Really, it comes off in a tube, essentially, because it coats your lash, becomes this tube around your lash, and it really just like falls off, and there's no scrubbing or harsh anything. I'm never going back. So I'm just going to I think that looks nice. I think that looks really good. So, as you can see, geez Louise, there's stuff all over. So, I'm going to show you a trick that I do. I'll be right back. Okay, so I went and got a Q-tip, or a cotton swab. I'm sorry, I shouldn't call it a Q-tip, because there are other brands that make fantastic cotton swabs. Anyway, here is a cotton swab. I wet both ends, just ran it under the sink. And what I do is I take the end and I just roll it over my wrist. Not too much is coming out. You just want to wring out all the excess water because you don't want to take a soaking wet Q-tip on your eyelids that you just worked so hard on. So I'm gonna take that, and because this is tubing, and it's not waterproof, obviously, because then I don't think it would really be a tubing mascara if it was. All of this just comes off so easily. And you want to twirl this as you go so that when you do get some off, you're not reusing that spot on another spot and just kind of rubbing it in again. And there you have it. Perfect. Okay, so now that that's done, something that I like to do, you absolutely don't need this. Actually, I'm not going to repurchase it, I don't think, after it's gone, but this is the Thrive Cosmetics Brilliant Eye Brightener in the color Stella, which is, I would call it maybe a warm champagne. It comes in a stick like this, and it's intended to use in the corner of your eye, right here and right here. And I find that it just kind of brings a nice pop and kind of brings the eyes, makes your eyes pop. All right, there's nothing else to it. I then go in with my very, very minimal brow routine. As you can see, I got really thick eyebrows. There's nothing in them right now. I'm very lucky that my mom did not allow me to get the top area right here of my eyebrows waxed ever whenever I got them done. That isn't to say that when I was a sophomore, or no, when I was a freshman actually, I think, yeah. Freshman and sophomore year of high school, I almost tweezed all of them off. And they just kept getting smaller and smaller. But they grew back, and I'm so happy because big brows are so in right now and I don't have to do much to them. So I just brush them up. So I'm very minimally going in with, this is my CoverGirl Rich Brown Ultra Fine Brow Pencil in the shade 705 Rich Brown. All I do is go upwards with the end of this tip just to fill in my tail a little bit and darken that. And the same thing on this side. I absolutely do not do this every day. I actually very rarely do it. But if I'm feeling like I kind of want an extra pick-me-up, I do this, and I still brush them up, making sure that they aren't too bold. Haven't gotten my eyebrows done in a really long time for money problems and COVID. Then I go in with my NYX Control Freak eyebrow gel. I really like this. This is in the shade Clear. I don't use tinted brow gels. I have in the past and it made them look really intense. Super unnecessary. So I just use a clear brow gel and I brush them up and hope that they stay like that all day. As for my lips, I really don't do much to it, but today, if I if I was going out to a bar later, which I'm not. I'm literally staying at home and vacuuming with my Dyson. My sweet, sweet love. I'm going in. I need more coffee. I'm going in with my lip pencil from NYX, again, in Nude Truffle. It's really, really pretty. I got this recommendation, I think, from Dacey Cash as well. It's a really lovely brown, and I'm just going to fill in my Cupid's bow just a little bit. And again, I have that Thrive liquid lip balm, and I'm also just going to deepen this area right here. Go really lightly. And so I don't know if you could tell, but just doing this, I already look like I have a more voluminous bottom lip just by creating the tiniest shadow. It looks like my lip is just spilling over because there's just, I don't even know what to do with my lip. It's just so pouty and so, ooh. Anyway. And then I'm going in with my Honest Beauty Tinted Lip Balm in Lychee Fruit. Looks like this. Going in a little at that. Just even more hydration. I love that color. It really works for my skin tone. I'm gonna go in with my NYX Butter Gloss in the shade Madeline. This scent is something that I can get behind. It's like buttered praline. Praline? I don't know. I'm just gonna put this is a little bit of a lighter color. I'm just gonna put this on the center of my lip. It just smells so good. And that's really it, y'all. And I really like the look of that. So, then I take my hair down. And that's the finished look. Super minimal. I know that there were a lot of products in there, but you could get away with doing this with 3 or 4 of the products. Anyhow, if you like this video, hit the subscription down below. It would really help me a lot. And don't forget to hit the notification bell right next to it so that you are notified every single time that I post so we can keep up. Anyway, I will talk to you soon and have a lovely day.